Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Solom Algo, where we teach you everything there is to know about algo. Today, I want to show you guys everything there is to know about Token Wars, launched by Messina 1 in partnership with YieldYak, Trader Joe, PactFi and CompX, as well as 7 different meme tokens across Avalanche, and Algorand. So this is a great incentive program. In fact, it's probably better than the Governance 12 TDR that most of us jumped into last week. And so you might want to consider looking around and moving some of that liquidity into the Token Wars program. It is really yielding some great rewards, and I'm going to show that to you guys real quick. We're going to do an overview and a very brief tutorial on how to use each of these platforms. So let's get right into it. So here is Messina 1. This is their bridge. I have a tutorial on how to use this bridge. I don't have very many videos, so go look it up and find this if you don't know how to use Messina 1 or you're worried that you'll mess something up. One of the easiest bridges to use. Like, I've used a lot of bridges, and this one is so clean and so nice and so easy to use. But I do have a tutorial. It is helpful because there's one slightly tricky thing, but it's not that big a deal, and I'm sure you'll figure it out. But watch my video. On Messina 1, this is their Medium article about the Token Wars program and the important things you need to know. The tokens that are participating in this Token Wars. On Algorand, we have Coop, Nico, A200, and Aura. And those on Avalanche that are now bridgeable onto Algorand, and the other ones are bridgeable from Algorand to Avalanche, obviously in both directions. It's a bridge, so you can cross bridges both ways. We have Coke, and we have TD. And yes, I know how to pronounce them, but I am not a gross degen like the rest of y'all. And we have Kimbo. So if those are meme coins that you like to hold and trade in, then consider putting the liquidity from that into the Token Wars program. And I will get into it and show you how that works. Token Wars is taking place on Trader Joe and Pact. Trader Joe and Pact are the liquidity pool providers, and YieldYak and CompX is where the insane yield actually happens. Now, right now, the yield rewards are incredible. We're on like the first or second day of this. I don't know if we're through a full 24 hours of this program yet, but I expect these yields to come down. So when you see that, don't think, wow, I'm going to make 88,000% for the next year. You're not. The program ends at some point, and it won't last. Maybe it'll last, I don't know how long. I think a quarter. I think it's going to last a quarter, just like governance. I think it lasts 90 days-ish. And I think we're on day 1. So 89 days left. So it lasts a month. More people are going to jump in. They're going to drive down the yield. So get in early. That's where the best yield is to be had. Oh, and Meld Gold also. That's what I missed. Meld Gold is participating. So you can pair Meld Gold with the LP tokens. If you don't want to hold Algos or AVAX, you can pair Meld Gold and Silver with your meme coins. So basically you have sound money with trash money all in one pool, just balancing each other out like no tomorrow. Just craziness. Gold and garbage in one pool. Just love it. Love it. So let's get started with YieldYak. I'll show you guys how this works. If you haven't used YieldYak, it's great. This is actually my first day using YieldYak, and so I learned some things about it so I can show you guys. The easiest way to find the tokens for Token Bridge is to go into their search bar. If you click on the yield here and go to the search bar and type in token, and it's going to bring up all the tokens for Token Wars. And then also, if you just find one and you click where it says Token Wars, it'll bring it all up. So here are your APY yields on this. Yes, this is real APY yields. Yes, they will come down tremendously. I put liquidity into the Nico AVAX. It was 6,000% about an hour and a half ago. So it's dropped by, a third, 2/3. It's dropped tremendously. But still, it's really good. Let's look at that one because I am in that pool, so I can show you guys what it looks like. Here is my deposit. Let's see. Sorry, that is not my deposit. That's the total deposit. Let me show you. Connect my wallet, and I'll show you how that looks. Don't look at my password, y'all. See if I even know my password. Yay. Hold on. Is that the right one? Yeah. Confirm. Okay. So connect my wallet. Now we can see what I have. What I have is 0.009656 JLP. JLP stands for Joe Liquidity Pool, and it's just liquidity pool, just like PLP stands for Packed Liquidity Pool. I have $1,400 in there. And let me show you guys how you get into this liquidity pool. You get the liquidity tokens on Trader Joe. So you just open up Trader Joe right here, and it will take you to the page where you can buy these liquidity tokens. You will need Nico and AVAX or Nico and Wrapped AVAX on the Avalanche chain in order to do this. I went and just did AVAX like this, and they let me go into the pool. Even though for some reason it defaults to Wrapped AVAX, might be a glitch, I don't know. But easiest way, add AVAX and add Nico. So I don't have enough to do what I need to do. I already did it. Add liquidity, sign the transactions. It's really easy. Once you've done that, you will have a liquidity pool tokens. Okay, you'll be in the liquidity pool. Then you've done that. You come back over to Yield Yak. You will click 100% because you want all of your JLP tokens in there, and you click enter an amount. And once you click this button, I don't know actually what it does. I'm not sure why there's multiple steps on this one because I'm not real familiar with it, but it like makes it available, and then you deposit it into the Yield Yak farm, and that is when it goes to here and says my deposits. So you'll have to click both these buttons. It's very easy. I'm not really familiar with Yield Yak, so I don't exactly know what's going on with the multiple transactions there, but that's what I had to do, and it put it in my deposits here. Before it's in my deposits, it'll be under my wallet. Obviously, it's in your wallet, and then it'll be in my deposits. Okay, the cool thing about Yield Yak, and what I really like about Yield Yak, is you have all this information here. This is more than what Pact or Tinyman gives you, or at least it's more accessible. If it's in there, then I haven't really found a way to read it well. But you have all your transactions, not yours, but for the pool transactions. You can see that just explores. That's an explorer for other assets. This is your contract. If you're a developer, you want to build on top of this, or you just want to see what the contracts do, they're right there. And this is what I really like because this is helpful to me. It shows how much you've accumulated during this investment period, which I think they last every hour. I think it reinvests every hour. And then it accumulates. I've done this like 3 or 4 times now already. I've probably made $12 just in the last couple hours staking in this pool. But you can click reinvest here. There's a fee for this, but you can reinvest it. You can sign the transaction. I'm not going to because I'm tired of spending spending all my AVAX on that for testing purposes. But you can reinvest it, or it will reinvest it automatically. So reinvesting is optional. Rewards from Trader Joe are automatically claimed and compounded with each reinvest, growing all deposits to the strategy. So that's that. I definitely read the documents on this. Optimal auto compounding. Yeah. Historically, auto compounding platforms used fixed routing when reinvesting in specialized rewards and auto. Okay. So anyways, you read about that. It's really interesting. So that is YieldYak and Trader Joe and reinvesting your compounding. The auto compounding is what gets you the really high APYs that you see. Obviously, it's really high APR, but then when you start auto compounding every hour, it is really stinking high in APY. So now on to PactFi. On PactFi, you can find the pools that are in this Token Wars program. They're harder to find on PactFi and CompX because they didn't build in a way to filter them for that, for whatever reason. But, just filter for the token that you're looking for. The best yields, I think, are if you're bridging algo meme coins to AVAX and AVAX meme coins to algo. So they're trying to incentivize us to move our tokens across, tokens across for the best rewards. Algo Coke here, 697%. And don't stake here because even though this is a really good APR, the really, really good APY is on CompX right here. And see, here's one, Algo Kimbo, 754% APR, but 150,000% APY because it auto compounds and you can auto compound hourly on this. The way CompX works is that you can adjust your compound settings here, and like I added into this pool just a little bit, like $4, but you can set your compound frequency here, and you can set it to 1 hour. There's a fee. The fee goes up the more frequently you want to compound because they have to pay transaction fees more frequently now. And then you can set the funding period. How long do you want it to be in there? And the cost goes up for the longer you want it to be in there because there's more fees for them to auto compound for you. I set mine to 1 week and every hour. And then I added liquidity and signed that transaction. And that's how that works. But if you look at this, I put in a little less than $4, and they're saying I'm going to get 53 cents every week for $4. So you do the math. That's really stinking good. That means if you put in $4,000, you would be getting like $500 every week. So, of course, these APYs will come down. The word will get out, people will see the yield, and they'll start doing this. But I hope you guys learned some things. I hope you learned about some new platforms here, some new DeFi platforms. I do want to share with you guys, I've been in Algorand now for a little over 3 years, and everybody in Algorand says, oh man, I'm in the red. I've lost so much money on Algo. It's so down. But I'm not, because I've been for the last 3 years dollar cost averaging. My first algo buy was about $1.70. Is what the Algorand price, and I bought all the way down. I was buying at 9 cents, and all of my algos I take and I put into these DeFi programs, into staking, into farming rewards, into governance. I search for the optimal yield. I go into tokens that I think are reliable, mostly, that I think are going to perform well. I've bridged a lot of Bitcoin into the Algorand chain. I've bridged a lot of AVAX. I've bridged some Sol, which I don't hold anymore because I just don't think the chain's going to do it. But I have bridged Sol both directions, and I have used it in DeFi with Algorand. It performed very well in yield farming. And when you yield farm, when you get interest rates in DeFi, you get free tokens. It is zero cost basis algos. So everybody talks about doing DCA to lower your cost basis, the average cost at which you purchased your investment. And if you get free algos, that's zero cost basis. So it brings down your algo average cost basis tremendously. And if you can get 85,000% APY algos, that's really good. Yeah, that's really stinking good. So that's going to bring down your cost basis right there. So there's no excuse for people on Algorand complaining that they're not making money on Algorand, because if you've been doing DeFi for 3 years or for 2 years or whatever, you should be in the green. Like, you should have money by now. Hopefully algo will go up, and if it does, you're going to have a lot more money, right? So learn how to use DeFi. It is the way to make money, I think, in crypto on any chain. DeFi protocols are important. They keep liquidity going. They're important for building out the technology that will, quite frankly, run the future of finance. This is CompX, PactFi, Trader Joe, YieldYak. These, even though it looks silly, looks insane if you're coming from the traditional finance, the underlying contracts that are managing the trades, the liquidity, um, the rewards programs. These are the things that will be implemented into the future on traditional finance, because they're far more efficient, they're far more lucrative, they make a lot more sense. It doesn't make any sense that you would get dividend payouts on a stock once a quarter, and if you have the stock, a day before dividend payouts, then you get dividends. But then if you sold the day before dividend payouts, you don't get dividends. It doesn't make any sense. Of course you want auto compounding as frequently as possible. PactFi pays you continuously on your yield into your yield rewards, right? And that's the way dividends should work. That's the way um, Lofty.ai works. Essentially, it pays daily rental yield instead of monthly rental yield. So when you have a fractionalized asset, it should pay you, frequently, especially if it's tradable frequently, right? So the earnings should keep up with the trading frequency, and everything becomes more efficient. So learn how to use these things, because this is going to put you way ahead of everyone else who's learning finance right now, learning crypto. Like, this is the stuff you need to know. So anyways, guys, that's all I have to say. I think this is a great program. A lot of thanks to Messina, one, for building one of the best bridges in DeFi right now. Thanks to YieldYak and Trader Joe and CompX, PactFi, and Meld Gold, and all of the meme coins. Thank you guys for everything that you built. And I hope that we get a lot of activity and that everybody participates. Please, before you go, leave me a comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. I'm new, I'm growing. I want to build great stuff for Algorand and obviously for AVAX for this this video, but mostly for Algorand, guys. And so follow me, and I'll try to make good stuff for you. Thanks so much for watching.